Hi, I'm James Shillinglaw. I'm here in Chicago at the Abercrombie and Kent 100. It's really the top travel advisors who are here, and they have this event every 2 years. And it's been a great event so far. We've learned there's so much going on with the Abercrombie and Kent, and so we thought we'd talk to their chief sales officer, Merritt Taylor, just a little bit about that because we'd be here for a long time if we talked about every kind of product you have and what you're doing and what's coming up and the lodges and the rivers. But we're going to talk a little bit about it, and you're going to find out about all that and more on Insider Travel Report. Well, first of all, Merritt, it's great to see you again. We see each other on the circuit occasionally, and we've seen you here before a couple of years ago. Let's talk first of all. What is your role as chief sales officer? Because you not only oversee Abercrombie and Kent, you're now overseeing Crystal as well, right?
Yeah, so A&K Travel Group, which encompasses A&K, Crystal. We also have Sanctuary Retreats.
I forgot about Sanctuary.
Echo Ventura.
Oh yeah.
So there's a lot in the A&K Travel Group that we're overseeing the sales for. Me and my team.
No, that's you get a lot of selling to do because there's so much stuff, and just listening to all the different descriptions. I mean, you get so enthusiastic about the different trips you guys are doing, and what's to come, and what you've already done. Now, let's talk about the mix of luxury touring cruises. Now, I mean, what does Abercrombie? Because you have the cruise line, you have river cruises, you have expedition cruises, you have obviously tours, you have private jet stuff, but you have such an amazing mix of luxury products, right?
We have everything from on land, on sea, in the air. We've got it all. Private jet, wings over the world. We've been talking about some of the exciting new inspiring expeditions that Jeffrey Kent's doing. We also, of course, have our gold standard small group journeys, and then our luxury tailor-made programs all over the world. That's something we're expanding even more in the coming years as we look at these new profiles of the A&K guests that our global marketing team has been working on.
And you're also expanding with the number of DMCs that you own or are developing around the world. In fact, one of the big news here was you're going to put a DMC in Mexico finally, right?
Yes, very, very exciting. By the end of 2020, was it this year?
I think it's this year. I know. I don't know.
I think it was this year. I think it was the end of this year. We'll have the Mexico DMC, and we're going to continue to expand wherever we feel we need to have a luxury A&K product, and also to help support the Crystal operations around the world.
Yeah, because that is going to be one of your key differences, I think, with the cruise line, because the DMCs are going to basically furnish all the shore excursions pre and post, which is going to be a different level, I think, right?
It absolutely. I mean, the whole idea is that that's our one really big differentiator in the cruise world, along with obviously the Crystal service, and the exceptional product that they have on board will be what we do on land with A&K, pre, post, overlands. There won't be any company like it.
Yeah, I think the last time we talked was at the rechristening of the Crystal ship for Crystal Serenity in Naples, and so that was an amazing event. And you really got you brought Crystal back, and that's really what was very important.
Christina and the team, I just can't even get over what they did in a year to refurbish both ships, build a website, get a reservation system. I mean, all of that done in under a year. It's unheard of.
Yeah, well, and demand. I think a lot of people.
I will say it's because that team they're experts at what they do at sea.
Now, so far in 2024, what's hot? What's really selling well? What are guests interested in?
Well, Europe continues to be very hot, and on that note, I feel like there's a lot of sort of new emerging, more off the beaten track destinations in Europe that are appealing to people, like we were talking about Portugal today, the Azores, Madeira. That was one of the presentations that Andrew Gallagher talked about from our Europe office. We want to see people going back to Morocco. There was the earthquake, but we have recovered completely. There was not a lot of damage to Marrakesh, and we're hoping to see people go back to Morocco in much stronger numbers. Africa, hot, always hot.
Well, that was the origins of the company, and it still is hot no matter what. And you're going to even more places in Africa, right?
Yes, we
more lodges, more.
Talked about our new DMC in Namibia, our new properties in Namibia. And just the way that we are refurbishing our existing properties within Sanctuary Retreats is another exciting bit of news that came out of the conference as well.
Yeah, I saw that. That was a great
Yeah.
presentation to hear all about that. I've been kind of watching that division of A&K for a while. Now, of course, and then 2025, we're already selling for that, right?
Yes, and South America is also really growing. We're seeing Peru really back and very, very strong. And 2025, everything is out. Everything is out for our group journeys. We have an email go out today actually on that.
That's great. Now, are you seeing more synergies now? Have you managed to meld the cruise line, Crystal and A&K? You seeing, kind of, it gives you a lot of options, right?
Oh, 100%. I don't know if you saw in Glenn's presentation on Crystal, he talked about Machu Picchu as an overland, the Serengeti as an overland, Egypt going into Luxor. What else did we have in overlands in that presentation? I mean, there are lots and lots of exciting overlands that we're organizing.
Because you can deliver a really good overland.
And of course, the World Cruise is going into the Crystal World
Right.
Cruise is going into Brazil during Carnival, and there's nobody who does Carnival better than A&K. In fact, Jeffrey did an inspiring expedition for Carnival, and so we get access that no one else can get.
No, it
So
sounds
that's a
fascinating.
really, really exciting mix in that World Cruise.
That sounds fascinating, and you can. They're definitely when you first acquired Crystal, and I said, boy, if you meld them together, it's going to be pretty powerful.
Well, that's what we've been working on. That's been the goal.
Now, what's the question you get most from travel advisors today? I mean, the folks here who are your top salespeople, and maybe some others.
I mean, the request is to give me something that my clients will be wowed by. Give me something.
They aren't wowed by all that you've done. I mean, that's
They
supposed to be
are.
frustrating.
In fact, one of the leaders in the consortia came up to me this morning and said that it was the best content he'd ever seen at one of these meetings. So I was very proud to hear that and to see what our DMCs are presenting as the new things they're doing in their regions, all of the new experiences.
I think it is. That's a lot to say because this guy knows his destinations. That's right.
He absolutely does, and it's just nice. I mean, it's nice to see the expertise of our team shine. That's what makes me so inspired by this meeting.
Now, how are you? I mean, there's so much depth of product here, whether it's tours and private jet, whether it's cruises, river cruises, lodges, villas. I mean, how can you help? How are you working to train and educate all of our travel advisors out there about what you offer?
Well, one of the things that Stephanie Schmude, our Senior VP of Global Product, mentioned was the simplification and innovation. Those are sort of the two key words that we're looking at for the future for Abercrombie & Kent and Crystal. It's really making it clear exactly what's included in an A&K group journey. And the expectations for a client who's traveling as an FIT, tailor-made, exactly what that client expects, and in terms of insider access, it's totally unique. That is what we are really challenging our DMCs to come up with more, better, different, ungoogleable things, if there's such a word.
I think they're doing that. That's
If there's such a word.
They just kept it is it's ungoogleable. But so it definitely is something that you can't Google. You can't get this on Google. That's for sure.
No, I mean, we even had, I don't know if you remember, if you saw the presentation with the Chat GBT.
I did.
Mauricio from our Latin America team, he was up against Chat GBT on trying to come up with a caviar experience in South America. I thought it was fabulous. He beat Chat GBT, if you want to cut right to the chase on that.
Not too surprising because ChatGPT isn't quite there. They can't produce what you guys can.
Yeah,
Now, one question I forgot to ask: what's happening in terms of booking trends? Is it I think pretty much back to normal, even more accelerated from our horrible pandemic period because that seems to be receding in the distance a lot, which is great.
No, things are very much back to normal. We are, going gangbusters in every single destination around
You
the
said
world.
it was like the best 23 was your best year ever.
It was the best year ever. It was a record year. Year. Yeah.
Now, anything else you want to tell our 125,000 travel advisors about A&K today, Crystal today?
Just that we thank them for their support. We would not be where we are today without their support. They're our greatest advocates, our greatest champions, and our best partners. So thank you.
And you got some super travel advisors here.
Oh.
Your 100, they're really. I mean,
the best.
everyone from my friend Valerie Wilson to a travel advisor I met this morning who turned out to have booked your most expensive trip of the year, which I'm like, she's never been here. It's the first time she's been here.
Six-figure commission she earned on that. It was unbelievable booking. Really,
if I knew that at breakfast, I would have. I would have. Maybe she would have bought me breakfast. No,
it was an amazing booking that she worked for 2 years on that booking though, because it was one of the ones that was impacted by the pandemic. So she worked very, very hard on that booking.
Now, where should they go now to find out more about Abercrombie & Kent and about Crystal?
They can find out more on abercrombiekent.com. They can find out more on crystalcruises.com. They can find out more by following our channels at aktravel_USA.
Okay.
There'll be much more coming out from our global marketing team. Hopefully you'll join some of the sessions today talking about what the future luxury travel consumer will be looking for. They'll be defining that and refining how we approach the A&K brand, paving the way forward.
Fantastic. Well, Merritt, always good to see you.
Yeah.
We'll see each other, I'm sure, at different events over the course of the year.
I look forward to it.
Maybe even next
Always-
month.
always
Maybe even next month. We'll see you in May when I don't know if you're going to Virtuoso, but yeah.
100%.
Well, we'll see each other in Dubai. That's for sure. But
Absolutely. I'll
absolutely.
be in Dubai. I'm looking forward to it.
Fantastic. Well, we'll have a drink there, and we'll talk about how this thing went, which is an amazing meeting. I think
Thank
everybody
you.
comes away getting really energized by all the things that you're doing. And I just interviewed Jeffrey, and if you don't get energized after talking to Jeffrey, I don't know what is.
It's hard to hold down.
He is a house of fire with all the destinations. He loves traveling so much, and it's evident. And of course,
He said today 170 countries he's been to.
yeah, but there's still some things he hasn't gone to yet. I'm like, well, Jeffrey, tell me what you haven't done. And he said, well, I haven't done this. And I said, that's why I'm doing it. So it's really amazing. So.
No, he's our inspiration. It's really it's always been fun to have him as a leader in our company.
Well, Merritt, I'll let you get back to this wonderful meeting here. You got another day and a half or so left. Thank you for inviting me. I flew in special because I really always enjoy coming to this, and I really made sure that we would attend this because it really is an inspiring meeting.
Thank you so much. Thank you for coming and for making the flight across the pond.
It was a bit of a flight. Yeah. I'm James Shillinglaw, and this is Insider Travel Report.